The world of single board computers just got weird. For years, the rule was simple. If you want real time hardware control, you buy an Arduino. If you want a Linux computer, you buy a Raspberry Pi. But with the release of the Arduino Uno Q, that line hasn't just been blurred, it's been erased. The Uno Q has officially joined the SBC club. The SBC battle begins now. On one side, the Raspberry Pi 5, the gold standard of SBCs. On the other, the Arduino Uno Q, a Qualcomm-powered beast that runs Linux but still thinks it's an Uno. Which one belongs on your workbench? Today, we are putting them head to head in a showdown of power, software, and philosophy. Raw power versus real time precision. Let's get technical. The Pi 5 is a multitasking powerhouse. Powered by the Broadcom BCM2712, a quad-core Cortex A76 running at 2.4 GHz and offering up to 16 GB of RAM, it's built for heavy workloads and high throughput. The Uno Q, however, brings something the Pi simply doesn't: a dual brain architecture. At its core, the Uno Q uses the Qualcomm Dragonwing QRB2210, a quad-core Cortex, a 53 running at 2 GHz with up to 4 GB of RAM. It isn't trying to be a server, it's designed for efficiency. More importantly, it's paired with a dedicated STM32 Cortex M33 real-time microcontroller. Why does this matter? On a Raspberry Pi, when Linux gets busy, timing sensitive signals can experience jitter. On the Uno Q, the STM32 handles real time interrupts with fully deterministic precision, while Linux runs AI and high level tasks in the background. Think of it as having a specialist handling muscle memory reflexes and a genius handling strategy, each doing what they do best in perfect harmony. Physicality, ports, and the ecosystem. Looking at the boards, the differences are striking. The Pi 5 is a classic SBC, dual micro HDMI ports, 4 USB ports, and a dedicated Ethernet jack. It's ready to be a desktop out of the box. The Uno Q, however, stays loyal to the Arduino legacy. It uses the classic Uno form factor, which means it is 100% compatible with existing Arduino shields. You can take a 10-year-old motor driver shield and plug it straight onto this Linux beast. But there's a catch. The Uno Q only has a single USB-C port for everything: power, data, and video. To use it like a PC, you must use a USB-C dongle. It trades built-in ports for high-density integration and shield compatibility. The similarities: Debian and connectivity. Despite the rivalry, these two boards share a lot of DNA. They both run Debian based Linux, meaning your terminal commands and Python scripts will feel right at home on either. Both feature dual band Wi Fi and Bluetooth for wireless communication, and both offer 40 or more GPIO pins for connecting sensors. Whether you choose the Pi or the Uno, you're getting a professional grade Linux environment that can talk to the physical world. The design wizardry: when you look at the trace density on the Uno Q, you realize this is a masterpiece of PCB design. Achieving this level of integration, squeezing a Snapdragon tier SoC and an STM32 onto an Uno footprint, requires professional tools. It's no surprise that the Arduino team rely on Altium to move from these complex concepts to actual production. They featured in the Altium Hall of Fame alongside giants like BMW and Amazon. And if you want to learn to design like the pros, you should check out Altium Student Labs. Just like Apple, Altium has a program to help students and makers gain the skills needed for careers at top hardware companies. Whether you're a beginner or looking to sharpen your resume, Altium guides you every step of the way. I've left a link in the description. Joining the Altium education program is a fantastic way to future proof your career. Check it out. The software depth, Software is where the Uno Q tries to pull ahead. On the Pi 5, you have the full Raspberry Pi OS. It's great, but you're often fighting dependency hell to get AI models running. The Uno Q introduces AppLab. This isn't just an IDE, it's a containerized deployment system. You can mix Arduino sketches, Python scripts, and preloaded AI models into a single app and deploy it with one click. It removes the friction of setup, allowing you to focus on the innovation. The price reality. Let's talk money because this is where it gets interesting. In India, a Raspberry Pi 5 with 8 GB of RAM will cost you around 10,000 rupees, while the 16 GB model jumps to over 15,000. In the US, those prices are roughly $105 and $160. Now look at the Uno Q. The 2 GB model is priced at just 4,699 rupees or $44. That is incredible value for a Qualcomm-powered Linux board. There's a 4 GB variant promised for 5,999 rupees or $59, which was supposed to ship by the end of 2025. However, we are still waiting for signs of it hitting the shelves. For now, the 2 GB model is the king of budget Linux hardware. The final verdict. So, which one should you buy? If you need a media center or a high RAM desktop replacement, stay with the Raspberry Pi 5. It's a proven workhorse with a massive community. But here's my take. If you already own a Pi 3 or Pi 4 and you're familiar with that ecosystem, don't just buy another Pi. Get an Uno Q. It opens up a whole new world of real-time control and easy to deploy AI. It's the perfect board for the next generation of smart robotics and IoT. In our next video, we're giving this board eyes and putting that NPU to the test. Let me know in the comments which board you're rooting for. Thanks for watching and keep building.